Okay, let me tell you the story of Shaolin for the first time here.
Yeah.
I was gonna have my transplant, my surgery, the week. So when Vibe reached out to shoot Shaolin, that period I wasn't shooting. I was sad. I was depressed. That was when I was gonna have my second surgery.
Yeah.
Was it my second? Yes. So I've waited for it for over 6 months. I was already sad. I was very depressed because after the field one, I was in my feelings. So she reached out to me that he wants to shoot. He reached out to me in December that he wanted to shoot. So I wasn't so sure if I was strong enough to even shoot. So that time I just came out of a field surgery. I was very sick. But I was very depressed. I needed something to get me out of my shell. So the options were, should I take on this video to distract my mind? Because one of the reasons why I was actually sad and depressed was because I couldn't create. The pain wasn't my problem. Like, I'm the type that I understand that shit happens in life, pain is part of life. So the pain was part of it, but like it wasn't the major. It was the fact that I was looking at everything for 6 months. I couldn't create. I was losing my mind. So when she reached out to me, for like 2 months, I was contemplating if I should take on the job. I spoke to my doctors. He said, yeah, I mean, that could put me on some medications, get me stronger, and then I could take on the job. I wasn't so sure. I left it because my surgery was closed. So I was supposed to go in for my surgery, then they moved it a month. So as they postponed it to another month, I was like, oh, okay. Since I have 1 free month, it made everything worse because I was already anticipating that, okay, I'm going to go into the surgery, get this done, get back to my life. Now it's been moved to another month again. So I was messed up. I was like, okay, you know what? Let me just use this 1 month to do Shaolin and then do the post-production. So I was upset when I was shooting Shaolin. Like, I was coming out of a very dark place. I was not coming. I was in a very dark place.
Yeah.
So the video had no treatment.
With ample justification.
The video had no treatment. It was just a lot of rage. It was just a lot of anger and me not being able to create for a very long time. And then I'm like, you know what?
You're pouring it here.
This is me being aggressive.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
You know what's crazy?
What?
There were so many scenes that didn't make that video.
No way.
What I wanted to, because Ramadan was coming.
Yeah.
So we had like 1 week to Ramadan because the video had a lot of CGI.
Yeah.
So those CGIs were so crazy, but CGI always needs like a lot of time for post-production.
True.
So we're trying to drop it before
Ramadan
because once you get into Ramadan, promotion might be a bit difficult, and he will be fasting. He might not be very active and all of that. So we just had like 5 days for post-production. So I was like, okay, let me just see what I can do. So I just had to work with the clips that didn't need so much CGI. Because, bruh.
Yeah, you went crazy.
I wanted to like, when you've not been with your woman for the longest time. And
and you're starving.
I just wanted to go. I'm glad when it dropped, everybody was.
Yeah, that was the epic. So when he said it when Banker said it yesterday, I just smiled. I'm like, yeah,
wow,
that's my homie TG.
I'm glad.
Yeah,
people liked it. Olamide also really. Olamide called me up and told me he really liked it. That was when I knew that was the shit.
Yeah, it's the height of African creativity, to be fair, and so when you're knowing how powered you were, with Legacy, and then having to experience this blip where your body was giving up on you, and you had to go through that. How did that? What was your, or rather, I'm trying to frame this right. What was your relationship with creativity then? What did it become to you at that point?
I was heartbroken, because just as I said, it was depressing because I have already I've gotten to a place in my life where I've reprogrammed my life and I have dedicated everything about me to creating. Like I have, it's just like a priest that I've sworn his life and everything to serving the
Yeah.
church.
Taking your oath.
Yeah, so I've taken my oath to creativity. No love life, nothing. I was just creating, and now it was almost being taken away from me. So I had to start looking at other means. So that was when I designed these glasses.
Oh.
Yeah, it
As an
was.
outlet.
Yeah, it was in the hospital that I started designing glasses, and now went into being a creative director proper. I did Flavor's album art cover. I was doing more the things I could do on my hospital bed. I was building brands. I was building characters for artists and personalities.
Oh, nice.
So because if I couldn't be present on sets, I didn't want, because it took me a long time for me to accept.
Yeah.
Because after a while I started feeling like I was losing my powers. Yeah, after a while I started feeling like I was losing my powers. So I had to shift it because I feel like I'm an all-round creative person.
Yeah.
It doesn't really have to be about the camera.
Hmm.
So I started designing glasses, designing clothes, branding, doing artist creative directing, doing stage.
Whoa.
Yeah, I might not be present, but like I do the primary sketches and send out to people to get it done. So I was just like Professor X on his wheelchair. I was just in the hospital bed distributing ideas, because like the idea, it was crazy. The ideas were just because I was alone, just me and my ceiling, gray ceilings.